A wall of orange light moves across a ridge 2 kilometers away. You check the time. 15 minutes ago, it was 5 kilometers away. This is the part almost nobody understands about wildfire. It doesn't move like a fire. It moves like weather. Under the right wind, a fire front can advance faster than you can run. Faster, in some recorded cases, than a car can drive on a back road choked with smoke. Entire towns have gone from smell of smoke in the distance to fully engulfed in under an hour. Today we're covering what actually keeps people alive when a wildfire cuts off the exit. The decisions before you evacuate, what to do trapped in a car, what to do trapped on foot with nowhere left to run, and the very last resort when there's no shelter at all. This is Earth Survival Guide. Let's talk about the fire that doesn't wait for you to be ready. How a wildfire actually moves. Fire needs 3 things: fuel, oxygen, and heat. Dry brush after a drought is fuel. Wind is what turns a contained brush fire into something that outruns emergency vehicles. It feeds the flames more oxygen while simultaneously pushing the heat forward into fresh, unburned fuel ahead of the fire line. This is the detail that kills people who think they have more time than they do. Wildfires don't just burn forward. Wind carries burning embers ahead of the main fire, sometimes a full kilometer ahead, landing on dry fuel and igniting new fires with no warning, effectively surrounding people who thought they were still safely in front of the flames. This is exactly what happened in some of the deadliest wildfires in recent American history. Fires that reached entire towns in under an hour, giving residents minutes, not hours, to get out. Which is why fire officials are blunt about the single most important decision in this entire video. If there's an evacuation order, or even just a red flag fire warning for your area, leave immediately. Don't wait to see how it develops. Every expert account of people trapped by wildfire includes the same sentence: I thought I had more time. Waiting costs you the roads. Highways out of fire zones jam almost instantly once everyone realizes the danger at the same moment, and a traffic jam surrounded by smoke is one of the most dangerous places a person can be during a wildfire. So, the plan starts before the fire does. Know at least 2 different routes out of your area. Keep a go bag ready with essentials: water, medications, a flashlight, sturdy shoes, and treat a red flag warning with the same seriousness you'd give a hurricane warning. Because once flames are visible and close, the choices left to you get much smaller, much faster. Evacuating by vehicle. If you're driving out, headlights on, always. Visibility in wildfire smoke can drop to almost nothing, and other drivers need to see you as much as you need to see the road. Keep your windows up and your air conditioning on recirculate, not fresh air intake. This keeps outside smoke from filling the cabin while you drive. Take the widest road available, even if it's not the fastest route on a map. Narrow roads block far more easily, and a blocked narrow road with fire on both sides is one of the worst positions to be caught in. If visibility drops to near zero in thick smoke, slow down significantly, but don't stop in the middle of the road. Smoke this thick means the fire may already be extremely close. Never abandon your car in the middle of a road to run on foot unless the vehicle is genuinely unable to move. An abandoned car blocks the route for everyone still trying to get out behind you. If the fire has cut off your escape route entirely and you can't get past it, look for a large cleared area. A parking lot, a plowed field, a golf course, a football field. Anywhere without dense vegetation to fuel the flames nearby. Drive to the middle of that open space, as far from trees and brush as you can get, and prepare to shelter in place. At this point, staying inside the vehicle is safer than trying to outrun a wildfire on foot. If you are stuck inside your car, first, the myth to drop immediately. Your car is not going to explode like in the movies. The exterior may scorch, the paint may blister, mirrors and plastic trim may melt. But a modern vehicle's fuel tank is far more resistant to this scenario than fiction has led people to believe. The steel body of the car is doing real protective work, even as it looks and sounds terrifying from the inside. Park as far from trees, dry brush, and anything flammable as the space allows. If there's any solid structure nearby, a concrete wall, a building, position the car to put that structure between you and the direction the fire is coming from. Close every window and every air vent completely. This is what keeps the worst of the smoke and superheated air out of the cabin. Get down onto the floor of the vehicle, below window level. This is where the radiant heat is weakest and the air is coolest. If you have a wool blanket, a cotton jacket, or any natural fiber fabric, cover yourself with it to deflect radiant heat. Avoid synthetic materials entirely. They can melt against skin and cause far worse burns than the fire itself. Call emergency services and give your exact location if you have any signal at all. Then, stay put. The temperature inside will rise, the sounds outside will be frightening, and the wait may take several minutes that feel much longer. But leaving the vehicle to run is statistically far more dangerous than staying inside it. Trapped on foot, no vehicle, no escape route. This is the scenario with the fewest good options and the highest cost for a wrong decision, so every choice here matters. First, never run uphill to escape a fire. Heat rises, flames spread faster uphill than down, and what looks like a shorter path to safety is often the fastest way directly into the fire's path. Second, avoid canyons, gullies, and narrow ravines entirely. These act like chimneys, funneling superheated air and flames upward at speeds that can trap even fast-moving people. Look instead for a downhill route toward any large area with little to no vegetation, a rocky outcrop, a riverbed, a road, a recently burned patch of ground that has no fuel left to burn again. If you're with a group, stay together. Someone else may notice a hazard, a route, or a change in wind direction that you miss on your own, and separating in thick smoke means losing each other in seconds. If your phone has any signal, call emergency services and give your precise location before you lose the ability to. Rescue teams have used this information to route helicopters directly to stranded groups. No shelter left, the last resort. If there's genuinely nowhere left to run, and the fire front is about to reach you, your goal shifts entirely. Find the lowest, most exposed ground with the least fuel around it, a ditch, a depression, a rocky clearing. Lie face down on the ground. This single position matters more than almost anything else in this video, for one specific reason. The leading cause of death in wildfire entrapments isn't burns. It's inhaling superheated air and toxic gases, which damage the airway and lungs before flames ever make direct contact. Cover your entire body if you have any material at all. A wet blanket, wet clothing, even mud packed directly onto exposed skin can provide a critical layer of protection against radiant heat. If you have water, wet a cloth and breathe through it, keeping your face as close to the ground as possible. The coolest, cleanest air in a fire is always found lowest to the ground, beneath the worst of the smoke. One counterintuitive rule that surprises almost everyone: never take shelter in a well, a cave, or any enclosed underground space. It sounds like protection, but these spaces can run out of breathable oxygen far faster than the open air above ground, which makes them a trap, not a refuge. If a natural water source, a pond, a stream, a river, is genuinely within reach, submerging yourself, even partially, can help regulate body temperature and provide real protection while the fire front passes. If your clothing catches fire at any point in this entire scenario, The rule is the same one taught for any fire. Do not run. Running feeds oxygen to the flames and makes them worse. Drop to the ground and roll until the fire is out, or smother it with a blanket if one is available. None of this is comfortable to think about. All of it is exactly what has kept real people alive in situations with genuinely no good options left. The danger doesn't end the moment the flames move past you. This is where a second wave of injuries happens, entirely preventable. The ground, fallen branches, and structural debris can stay dangerously hot for a long time after visible fire has gone, hot enough to cause serious burns through the soles of ordinary shoes. Tree roots can keep smoldering invisibly underground for days, occasionally resurfacing as small, hard-to-explain patches of smoke long after everyone assumes the danger is over. If you or anyone with you has burns, do not attempt to remove clothing that has stuck to the skin. This causes far more damage than leaving it in place until trained medical help arrives. Call for help immediately if you haven't already, and stay where rescuers can find you rather than wandering further into a landscape that may still have active hotspots, unstable trees, or smoldering root systems burning invisibly underground. Do not attempt to return home or to a previously evacuated area until officials confirm it's genuinely safe. Re-entering too early is one of the most common and most preventable causes of injury after a wildfire has technically passed. Almost every survival strategy in this video exists because someone, somewhere, ran out of better options. The single decision that prevents almost all of them from ever being necessary is simple. Leave early, before the fire makes the choice for you. Everything after that, the car, the open field, the ditch, the wet blanket, is what's left when that first, best option is already gone. Fire doesn't negotiate, and it doesn't wait for you to finish deciding. The people who survive the worst wildfires are rarely the strongest or the fastest. They're the ones who made the right call in the first 60 seconds. Now you know what those calls actually are. If this episode just changed how seriously you take a red flag warning, subscribe to Earth Survival Guide, hit the bell, and join us for the next scenario, because the world can change in seconds, and next time it might not give you 15 minutes of warning at all. Stay prepared, stay aware, survive.